All right, so this is the Entrepreneur Experience, and I'm here with Rob the Builder.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
So my guy Rob, he is the credit guy. Helps you on building your credit, gives you knowledge of credit, and whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, whether it's buy a car, just want to fix your credit so that way you could be the man or the woman, get a mortgage, even get a cell phone, whatever it is that you need with credit. My guy Rob, he's here to help you with that. And Rob the Builder, so you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, y'all? As you guys have heard, my name is Rob, or Rob the Builder on Instagram with 2 R's. A little bit about myself is I'm from Queens, New York, born and raised. I have a lot of knowledge to give you guys. I know the interview is not going to be that long, but I'm sure there'll be a 2-part to this.
No, definitely. So you said you grew up in Queens. What part of Queens are you from?
I'm from Jamaica, Queens. Okay. Jamaica, Queens, right off of Liberty and 177.
Okay. How was it, living? Have you lived there all your life? Like growing up as a youth?
I grew up. I was born in Jamaica. Maybe when I turned 5, I moved to Flushing.
Okay.
And then I've been pretty much between Flushing and Fresh Meadows. Ever since the age of 5. So.
Okay. How was it growing up for you as a child?
I mean, as far as growing up, my parents weren't rich. You know what I'm saying? But then in the same breath, we weren't poor. Also, my upbringing was pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I didn't have everything that I asked for, but I had enough to make do with what I needed. I always had a roof over my head, always had clothes, always had food. My family, they always took me and my sister on vacations and stuff like that. So, okay. I mean, I didn't live like a poverty-stricken life, but
yeah,
we could all use more.
No, definitely. Have you ever been in trouble, as a child or in your teens growing up?
I mean, coming from where I come from, like I said, I was born in Jamaica, but I was born and raised in Flushing, which didn't stop me from, going back to where I grew up. And, I did get into some trouble, as a youth, but some people, they just learn different. I'm just one of those people who learn different. You can tell me, a whole bunch of times, but I kind of have to go through it myself and find out, what it is that I do need to do. So, long story short, yeah, I did get in a little bit of trouble, but in all actuality, it actually helped me to progress to become the man that I am today.
Okay. So, if you had everything that you basically needed growing up, what made you wanna, go outside the niche, basically, to, do other things? Because at the end of the day, we all know right from wrong, and doing the things that might have gotten you into some trouble. What was the point in doing it?
What was the point in getting in trouble or turning my life around? No. What
was the point in doing the things that you knew you weren't supposed to do?
Just being young. You know what I'm saying? I was never a drug dealer. I was a robber. I used to go and rob people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I got caught up. I got locked up. I mean, it wasn't for that long. You know what I'm saying? I got locked up for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Because I was young. And that right there is what changed my whole mindset of, this isn't what I need to be doing, because I can't even get what I want. I can't go outside when I want. I can't, at that time I was young, so I had a thing for Skittles. I couldn't get no Skittles because they didn't have that in commissary. I had to eat what they wanted me to eat.
Yeah.
So, it was like, okay, well, once I come home, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
And, not to say that I didn't get in trouble, but I just made sure that I didn't go back.
Yeah. So that's a good mindset, because a lot of people who, do get locked up, they end up going back, because it's hard when they come back out. It's hard to adjust to, the civilization of that time when they do come back out after being locked up for a certain amount of time. You lose a lot of time. people. You lose a lot of people. You lose a lot. But that's good.
But that's also, like I mentioned, I was young at that time. I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? So I had a whole life ahead of me to make changes. It's just because I had so much free time. My mother, like I said, my mom was always at work. You know what I'm saying? So it was just my sister, my pops. He lived in Georgia. Yeah. So who was really going to be there to tell me, well, listen, you can't do that. My sister wasn't. You know what I mean? So I had the free time to do the things that I shouldn't have been doing. I should have been being more productive and things of that nature. But
yeah. So basically, it's just the people you were around at that time had an influence on you.
Definitely. That's one thing that a lot of people say is your circle is who you'll end up to be pretty much like. So if you're hanging out with the wrong crowd, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to go down that route also. And I found that, when I did actually change my circle, my life did change, but, that was still years later.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. And I'm glad you did turn your life around.
Definitely.
Is the reason why you turned your life around due to, any children? Well, you said you were young.
Yeah,
so
I was young.
At that age, you didn't really have any. I don't know, but did you not have any children at that age?
Nah, not that young.
But so like you said, you just didn't want to go back. You didn't like the way you were living.
Well, yeah,
that time.
I don't think anybody's who's incarcerated says that they enjoy being there. You know what I'm saying? That we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
well, I've spoken to a few people who have been locked up, and they told me that going to jail is like going to college. You learn a lot while you're there.
I mean, that's true. But
we're not promoting that's the
not
thing
at all.
To do.
But now,
but I have heard that.
now look at what you learn. You learn how to be a prisoner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You learn how to survive in prison. I don't want to learn how to be a prisoner.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to be free. Teach me how to do some stuff on the outside of the walls, man.
No, that is a fact. That's a fact.
But you definitely do get some survival skills in there.
Yeah. And it helps you out here in the real world. That's good. So, what are some things that motivate you to keep doing what you do or new ventures?
I would have to say that my children are my motivation.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because I just want them to be great. You know what I'm saying? When I speak to them, I speak to them as I wish my parents would speak to me, would have spoken to me, as far as like, financial literacy, making sure that, you take care of your credit, making sure that you get good grades in school, actually reading. My parents didn't talk to me about, reading books and the importance of actually sitting down to read.
Yeah.
Before my children watch TV, every single day they read before they watch TV.
Oh, that's good.
And that's, to me, that's important because, it's teaching them discipline. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to be a great, businessman or woman or entrepreneur or whatever you want to identify yourself as, you have to have some sort of discipline because this is not easy.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of people don't see the hard work that you have to put in to become an entrepreneur. The long hours, the investments, financial investments that you have to put in to create yourself. The networking, the no's, the yeses, everything that you have to go through to become successful. I get that. And reading does play a big role in that.
Definitely.
Reading helps you with speaking. You learn a lot of words. Reading helps you with understanding. So no, I definitely get that. A lot of people don't implement that in their household, and it's something that we should do. Okay. So from start to finish, what would you say your day is like?
Well, on a day, I wake up about maybe like 6:30. I just try. Before I get on any sort of like wireless device or computer, anything like that, I just like to let myself wake up. I have a morning prayer. You know what I'm saying? Get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, shower.
Yeah.
A little morning exercise.